Bill Henshaw here again, your constitutional coop from San Francisco, who on an extended assignment out here in the Midwest in the red state of Iowa. More about that later. I'm going to do some videos about the case. You won't believe what goes on here. I'm still sitting here shocked that I'm from California. You would think it would be better here than there, but story for another day. What we're talking about now is people that are interested in the cases of Banko Head and Jayland Walker, to name two recent tragic events, neither of which had to happen, and which I have a much different take on exactly what did happen and why. And that's what you're going to like. I mean, a lot of you know now that the 8 law enforcement thugs in Akron didn't even get indicted for involuntary manslaughter in what looked a lot to me like the first-degree murder of Jayland Walker. But I do think we have remedies and there are things that can be done about it. Because among other things, and when you get my constitutional defense document packets modestly priced, I can prove, for example, that not only is Ohio not a state admitted into this union, it's the league leader in not being a state. That said, the big deal here is that in a territory, none of these thugs was acting in any official capacity. And Walker wouldn't have been subject to the vehicle code, which apparently he was going to be stopped for. And that means that the court didn't have jurisdiction and nobody's acting in any official character. And they're all committing acts of treason. We'll learn a lot more about that when we get down to the bottom line here. And the good news is not being in any official capacity. And that includes the local dumbass, the black robe bastards, all of them, because they're in administrative tribunals and they can't possibly have any judicial immunity. They've seriously misread what looked like controlling case law decisions by the U.S. Supreme Court. You'll learn about that too in the bargain. So that said, it's good news for all of us all the way across. And in the San Francisco case, with the Walgreens security agent having shot and killed, Mr. Banko during the course of a potential shoplifting thing, that one might not even be second-degree murder, but given the fact that no jurisdiction would have court over it, we're looking at first-degree manslaughter and maybe more than that. They simply don't have any authority, even with a badge and a gun. Ain't that bad. So those of you interested, contact me. Ask for my materials and send me an email, youwinningford@gmail.com, and I can get involved in your case for a very modest price compared to what most civil rights attorneys charge. And this is not civil rights, by the way, exactly the opposite, because we can prove not only does the 14th War Amendment not exist, it never has. And neither has civil rights. We want the real thing, and you'll learn that even Africans and Asians have a lot of enforceable rights when we get back to the government we should have, which wasn't perfect, only the best one ever invented. But even pursuant to Article 2 of the Northwest Ordinance of 1787, you have enforceable rights. And now this kind of crap and BS doesn't happen anymore. Or if it does, the perps are going to be fully liable, and you'll learn a lot about that. And getting my case materials, and I'll tell you, the Supreme Court has ruled in our favor on this back in the day a little bit with the vintage case. But the justices on the court now know a lot of these vintage cases, and they're sounding more and more exactly like me. That's what we need, an unprecedented window here. And if the Republicans win, quote unquote, the election next year, it seems likely they will. They get 2 more of them on there to replace Alito and Thomas, and now we have the court for the next 12 to 15 years. And I say quote unquote election. When you get my materials, you'll learn, among other things, hasn't been a lawful election in the United States. Are you ready for this one? November the 6th, 1860. And I can prove every bit of it. That's what needs to change. We get the real government back and make changes from there. And all of us have a nice day, except for the goons in my former hometown of Washington, D.C. Inc. Remember to subscribe, like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out. Send me an email, youwinincourt@gmail.com. Thank you.